morning, morning. Good morning, beautiful souls. Just gonna give you guys some cleansing. It's a beautiful little smudge smoke wand that I made from homegrown lavender and rosemary. I just came out of my morning meditation and I just felt to jump on here onto the live, see who's on, and have a little chat with you guys. And of course I will save the video and pop that onto my page for you guys to have a look at later. And what came to me in my meditation is what is the title of this little live, which is shadow work and how it heals. And I just wanted to chat a little bit about shadow work and what it actually is. Maybe you've heard of this term, maybe this is the first time you're hearing it, but basically, good morning Christy, just talking about shadow work and just explaining that basically shadow work is basically bringing into your awareness something that's been in the shadows for a long time. And you might hear about people who go through you might hear about people who go through their awakening, their spiritual awakening. There's a lot of terms, there's a lot of labels, and I don't personally like to attach myself too much to labels, but I think it is important sometimes to be aware, like, that's kind of what I'm experiencing. And not get too attached to the description of the thing, but just be aware, like, maybe this is what I'm experiencing. So there's something called an ego death or the dark night of the soul. And what that is kind of like when you come to a point in your life and you realize, like, this life, like everything I was told and everything I grew up to believe, maybe isn't real. Kia ora Nadia, beautiful soul. Just chatting a little bit about shadow work. And yeah, when people go through these moments of ego death, dark nights of the soul, and what that actually means. And kind of when you go through these experiences, you kind of think to yourself, like, am I going crazy? Like, does anyone else see what's going on in the world? Like, can anyone else see how backwards and wrong this is? But the really cool thing is that I've realized along my journey is it's always a mirror. Everything you see outside that is happening that's wrong with the world is a mirror within ourselves. So the darkness that you start to see when that veil starts to lift that's been covering your eyes for a long time, the darkness out there is actually a reflection to what is within us. And you may have heard of the term your third eye starting to awaken, and what that is your pineal gland. So you actually do have a pineal gland within your brain. It's a physical thing within us. And throughout your life, your pineal gland might get not dumbed down, but kind of dumbed down by things that you consume, fluoride in the water, the toothpaste, for example, just from many different things in the modern westernized lifestyle. But yeah, when you come to a point in your life when your third eye starts to awaken, they say, you start to see these things out there that can be very, like, unbelievable. You know, the things that you start to realize happening around the world, it doesn't make sense. But what that is, as I said before, it's a reflection to go back within ourselves and think like, okay, I see that thing out there, but what is that reflecting back to me? And over the past few years, I had my awakening, I guess you could say, 2019. And since then, it's like I've had a few more awakenings, and I'm sure those of you who are watching who experienced your own sort of awakening, if you want to call that, it's like you go through an ego death every so often. You kind of learn a thing and you're like, you learn a thing You kind of get this enlightened moment, and then something else happens. And this is the ever flowing journey of growth. And that's what we're here to do, I believe. Hello, Maria, my Vipassana sister. Yes, I'm just talking about the ego death and shadow work, and how we are just constantly on this journey of evolution, I believe. I believe that we have come here to this earth, our souls have come here to learn as much as we can. And it's our job to kind of pay back our karma, whether it's from a past life, whether it's from our ancestors, generational, that's been passed on to us. I believe we are here to awaken to the karma that we need to pay back, and also come back to our true essence, which is love and peace. And that's what I believe the journey is about. You think of a child that comes to this earth, they are just pure energy, pure love, just pure. And along our journey, we experience things. We experience things that might pull us away from our true essence, our center. And as I said before, I believe our role, our work to do in this life, I believe our work in this life is to come back to our heart. But that work is not easy, and that's why it's called shadow work. Kia ora, Jay Lee. Hello, Ehua. I'm just chatting about shadow work and the importance of shadow work. And healing, healing is not love and light and everything's great. Healing is dark. Healing is ugly. Healing is going to the depths of your soul, where you don't want anyone to see, that you don't even realize exists. And then when you start to uncover these shadows within yourself, like, you start to reflect on yourself, like, maybe that thing I did back then wasn't such a nice thing to do to that person, and maybe I was wrong. You start to self-reflect on yourself, and that is the path to growth. That is the path to coming into your own enlightenment, your own center, coming back to that Christ consciousness is what they call it. And I believe it's just coming back to our true essence of love and peace, which I believe we all have that in us. Some people you might meet along your journey and you think, they're not a very nice person, or that's not a very nice thing to do. But I think people that we come across, and maybe we've even been these people, they've come so far away from their light through being hurt, through trauma, that's why they are the way that they are. So I think it's about showing that compassion to those people. But in order to show compassion to others, we first must show compassion to ourselves. I truly believe it's a constant mirror, a reflection. And the shadow work is what takes us to our next level of evolution. And it's so important, so important. It's those moments of going into those deep traumas, sitting with yourself, sitting with the energy, sitting with that emotion, that even though it feels so heavy, it doesn't feel nice, you want to run away from it, you want to avoid it, you want to maybe numb it with, drugs, alcohol, food. We numb these things with external things. But when you can really come inside, sit with your shadows, sit with your stuff, that, I tell you, is the next level to growth. And you bring all this energy back to yourself, empowering yourself in like a whole new way, not in a way that controls other people, but in a way that controls yourself. You are able to control yourself, come back to your peace no matter what is happening around you. And that's ultimately what I believe it's about as well, is like being able to be in your center, be in your peace, be in that love and peace energy, no matter what's going on around you. Because when you're able to do that, you're so powerful, but at the same time, that energy emits out onto others. So without them realizing, you're giving them a little bit of consciousness, a little bit of awareness, because light is information, light is consciousness, light is awareness. So say, for example, someone's coming at with you with sort of this projecting energy, and say, for example, you've done a lot of inner work over the years, you've changed a lot, you've kind of come to a place of more center. Then you meet up with someone you haven't seen in a long time, and that person that you haven't seen in a long time, whether it's a friend or a family member, they remember you as being very kind of defensive, being very argumentative. So they come at you when you meet, they come at you with that sort of energy because that's what they're expecting from you. But because you've done some deep inner work, you come at them with just calm, peaceness, love. Kia ora, Yasmin. We're just talking about shadow work. But you just come at them just from a place of love. And they don't expect that because they've never really seen that from you. And they'll be coming at you still with fire. But because you're calm, in those moments, you give them a spark of awareness, a spark of consciousness, like, oh, why is this person not yelling back at me like they used to? Something's different. Something's changed. So within that, by you really working on yourself, it's so true, you really do influence other people around you. And if you're speaking to that person and, within that heated moment, they might have that spark of awareness and they might leave the conversation and walk off. They've walked off, they've left the conversation, but for a minuscule second, you have influenced them in such a powerful way. So yeah, the journey of going within, the journey of doing the inner work, it's hard, it's not easy, but I believe that's what our soul purpose is here to do. Go within, keep working on ourselves, but doing it from a place of compassion, love and peace, and also remembering that it's not a race. It's not a race to try and heal ourselves as fast as possible. And I believe healing is just coming back to center. Yeah, healing is not a thing that we've got to tick off our list or a goal we've got to tick off in this lifetime. It's literally just taking things day by day and really listening to our intuition, what pulls us in. There's so many ways of healing ourselves, going within, whether it's yoga, meditation, some people do plant medicine. It's whatever you feel you resonate with, and exploring to see what is right for you. But yeah, shadow work, it's a must. That is part of healing. Sometimes you have to go through the darkness to come back out to the light. It's like when you injure yourself through training, or you hurt yourself, it gets worse before it can get better. And that's my British accent, better. I've just noticed that recently, but if I speak Kiwi again, it would be better. So yeah, that's what I just really wanted to quickly come online and say today. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, for joining me. I wasn't sure if I'd have many people at this time, but so lovely to connect. And I will save this video for later on if anyone wants to watch this again. But as always, keep going, keep growing, flowing and evolving. Thank you, Maria. Keep coming back to that place of love. Thank you all. Just keep coming back to that heart center. It's the most powerful energy, that love energy. So have the most beautiful day, beautiful souls, and I look forward to connecting again soon. All my love. Bye.